FL my 19 meters parents are withholding my passport and I have international travel in 3 months. My parents' bio dad and stepmom kicked me out of their house unrelated reasons. My friend has invited me to Vietnam with him early December, and I accepted and got tickets before I got kicked out. They've also taken virtually all the money in my bank account to compensate them paying for my first semester of college, so I'm not in the best financial position right now. I am relying on my bio mom for help, and I currently live 2 hours away on my college campus. It's been a month since this all went down, and my parents haven't threatened me for a couple weeks, so I asked again if I could have my federal documents, passport, birth certificate, etc., and they essentially told me to get a new one myself. But with passport processing times the way they are right now, I don't know if the new one will arrive in time for my trip. Is there anything I can do? Edit. Y'all have been a great help. My friend and bio mom want me to call the police, but I still want a relationship with my family, at the very least with my siblings, but my family is making that difficult. I'm afraid that calling the police will escalate the situation, but it is an option I am willing to do if it gets there. Edit. To everyone saying I shouldn't leave the country if I'm not financially stable, the tickets are booked and paid for. They are non-refundable, and I'm going to support my friend with some unrelated problem. Finally, going to my dad's house and demanding my federal documents is something I already tried to do twice when I first got kicked out. The passport is government property. If you have proof including text messages that they are withholding your passport or items that belong to you such as a birth certificate, you can go to the police and ask their assistance in retrieving them. You could also call the no emergency line of the police department and tell them your parents are refusing to give you your personal documents and ask if they will meet you at the house for facilitation and gaining access to the documents. Sometimes, depending on location, they will do that. I mean, they kicked you out and took money from your account and are refusing to give you your passport and birth certificate. They fired the shots. Don't feel bad about returning fire. In addition to your passport issues, you should also open an account at a different bank than your parents unless you want them to be able to take your money. Call the cops for a public assist. Prevent breach of peace. Your passport is yours. You are over 18. They have no legal authority to stop you, especially after kicking you out. Cops should help you get the passport. You can go today and apply for a replacement passport. Aside from your passport, you need to cancel all access your parents have on your bank accounts. Any access they had before your 18th birthday should have automatically got cancelled when you turned 18. So, if they don't have any access on your accounts, granted by you after your 18th birthday, you need to report the money as stolen and have the bank cancel all the transfers your parents did. Someone stole from you and has such little respect for you they told you they did. If you don't show them you're not, you'll always have to deal with this shit. Whatever avenue you take, if it leads them to consequences, they did it to theme sleeves. P.S. I would totally have the police involved and press charges. Then I would tell them if they want the charges lifted to put all my money back first. Meanwhile, I would already fill out the paperwork to take them to small claims court. Don't report the passport lost, stolen. The new one most likely will not arrive in time. All government documents issued to you don't belong to your parents. File a police report and get them all back. Make a police report that someone stole your passport. Flip the script and get your bio dad arrested. That would be called theft. If you have a ticket booked, you can get a passport same day in certain cities across America. Yes, you may have to take a 1-hour flight first thing in the morning, but I know it's possible because I have done it. You need proof of imminent travel and I think processing fees of approximately $400 or so if I remember correctly. Also need the proper size photo. I don't know if my perspective is helpful at all, but you are not escalating the situation they are. You are not creating conflict they are. You have to respond to what is prudent for you to be able to live your life. If they interpret that as hostile or an escalation, that is their problem. They are the ones creating a bad situation. If they kicked you out and are unwilling to talk and have a relationship, that's their problem. You're just trying to live your life. This is a control issue for them. If you haven't done it already, get a new bank account that is just yours. If there is any money in the bank account you share with your parents, get it out of that account. Getting your birth certificate is actually pretty easy. It's the passport that is the problem. I'm with the others who are saying that you need to escalate. Good luck. BTW, reporting it as lost will lead to you being pulled aside for an extra chat with the authorities every time you come back into the US. My sister actually did lose hers, and for the next decade, she got put into a little interview room for an extra chat every time she flew, because having lost a passport puts you on the list. She finally got her congressman to intervene and get her off of the bust this person's balls list, as she travels internationally for work, and it was becoming an issue. Unless you want to deal with that for 10 years, get your original passport back. 2 options. One is call the cops and tell them your parents are withholding your government ID. If they talk to your parents and your parents are dumb enough to admit it, and they may feel entitled, they can get their butts in some trouble or give it back. If they do not admit it, go and deal with a lost stolen passport and get it replaced. It was last seen at your parents' house that you considered safe. If you've tried being nice about getting the documents, it's time to get the police involved. As much as you don't want to get them involved, the only way you're able to is getting the police involved. Also, are your parents on your bank account? If they aren't, them taking money out of your account without your permission is not legal. If they are on your account, there's nothing you can do. Time to get an expedited passport. Call the cops, that is major theft of government property. It's time they learn you're an adult. Call the police and have them explain it. If they want their money they can sue you. Call the non-emergency police line. Since 9/11 authorities have zero chill about passport shenanigans. Call the police if you have proof of them refusing to give it to you. See if your campus offers free legal services to students. They won't necessarily represent you in court, but they can give you advice and better inform you of your options. It is a federal offense to withhold a government document, and in this case use it as coercion, etc. If you can get to a passport office, you can report your passport as stolen. If this is the case, you can pay for an expedited new passport. The fee is somewhat higher, and you still need your birth certificate, but it can be done. You can change your address to perhaps the address of a friend. Can you report your passport stolen and get a new one? Call the police. Stealing someone's passport is identity theft and a felony. Report them. Call the police. Your parents are going to disrupt your relationship with your siblings no matter what you do. Hey up, please check your credit scores to make sure that no one opened lines of credit in your name. If they can withhold your documents and take your money, they can do that as well. Parents are thieves. They clearly don't care about their relationship with you. Why should you care about your relationship? Skip with them. Call the cops. I feel like if you want to travel to Vietnam, you're gonna end up calling the cops to get your stuff back or not go. It's up to you, my friend. File police report. Man, they are toxic. They can be arrested for withholding that property, but you can also just have a police escort you there to collect it and leave. You can apply for an emergency replacement passport. Call the local passport agency in your area. We had to call 2 weeks before the flight date to set appointment. Go in. Present your documents and next day you can pick it up. You'll need 2 passport pictures at appointment. Get over the delusion that you will have a relationship with your family. Call the police, say that they have stolen you, identify and can prove it because they have your documents. This is the time to take the gloves off and hit hard. Don't be like me and tolerate shit until you are 40 years old only to realize that you have been manipulated your entire life.